For the first 15 years of my life, I was like a borderline video game addict. I spent all my time while I was working and doing stuff and being at school. I spent that time thinking about video games. Maybe it was Madden, maybe it was Minecraft, Battlefront, or some other pointless game. And when I wasn't doing something, better believe I was hopping on the Xbox real quick to run a few games, and then that would turn into 10 games, and then a couple hours worth. It was no good. It was a terrible habit. It made me a little bit overweight because I would eat while playing and I didn't work out much. I was not in a good place then. Mentally, I was struggling a lot more. Now I've quit video games. I haven't played them in about a month and a half now, and I have zero desire to go back. I haven't had any urge. After like 2 weeks of quitting them, all the urge just goes away because you realize they're not that great. So for me, what kind of happened was I just started losing interest. I'm sure most people experience this. Like they go into home screens of games and they just like can't commit to actually playing them because they know it's just going to be boring and it's going to be repetitive and it's what you've done over and over again. But if you haven't gotten to that stage yet, it's going to be a little bit harder to quit, but I'm still going to try to help you guys out and explain what I did. Now, it's surprisingly easy to quit. What I did was I deleted every single game off of my Xbox. That way, if I ever wanted to go back on, it would be a pain, a process to re-download everything. I told my friends, hey guys, look, I deleted everything. I'm not going to be able to play with you guys anymore, at least for a couple months. So now I'm not getting invited to play, so that's not a problem. And I don't have any games to play, so that makes it a lot easier. What I also did was I have an Xbox in my room, and I have like a 360 in my room, and then I had like the one in the living room. So I unplugged that and then I packed that away. Boom. Now that's not a problem. Haven't touched it since. It's really easy. All you have to do is just make it difficult to play. You have to get everything out of the way into a spot where you're not going to think about it. And then there's a second step to this. You have to find something to replace the time with. A big thing for me has been music. I've been learning guitar with all this new free time, and I mean, I've made some real progress. I'm really proud of the progress I've made. And I'm not great or anything. I wouldn't consider myself a guitar player or anything yet. But I mean, I've made progress. I can play small things now, and that's pretty cool. And you guys will find that you will be able to find something that you really like that you didn't have time to do before. And you're going to make so much progress. You're going to become so much better at it. I've also gained a bunch of time to put into this podcast, or I don't know what to call it really, this YouTube channel. Because of this extra time, I've moved to 2 videos a day. I was at like maybe a video a week for a long time. I would post every once in a while on Fridays. And now 2 videos every single day. One in the morning, one at night. And it takes a lot of motivation. It can be hard to do sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe I can just slack off and not do a video tomorrow. And every once in a while, I don't get the morning video out or I don't get a night video out and I'll have one a day. But one a day is still significantly better than I had before, especially when I was playing video games. And two a day, I mean, that's what I'm normally at. And it's a lot of work, but I mean, it's fun now. Working is fun because, you know, when you don't give yourself anything else that is giving you like dopamine of success, right? Like what video games do is the reason we're addicted to them is because they make you feel like you succeeded at something. They make you feel like you did a good job, make you feel like you really accomplished something. So what makes you want to do is get on there for easy accomplishments, and then you don't feel like you need to go out. You lose all your motivation. You lose your motivation to do anything great because you used it all on video games, essentially. So it's a lot harder to go and work on something interesting, work on something hard, go read a book, which I've also been doing a bunch of that recently, reading. And those little things, it's so great. It's so nice to be able to enjoy those again now that I've quit video games. It was the best decision that is arguably one of the best decisions I have ever made. I am so happy that I decided to quit, and I can promise you that it's going to help you too. And it's really surprisingly not all that difficult. This is coming from someone that played hours and hours and hours. I'm serious when I say I was a borderline addict. And I just quit like that because I one day it just clicked for me that this was a waste of time and I had so much stuff I cared about that was better and more productive to do. So I started doing those things. That's really, I'd say that's almost step one over the first thing I stated. Step one is finding things that you like to do and that you can replace the time with. That way you're not tempted to get right back on video games when you get rid of everything. And then step two, just delete everything. Unplug your Xbox, unplug your Nintendo, unplug whatever you're playing on. Pack the controllers away. Problem solved. It's going to be so much more difficult for you to get onto the Xbox. It's going to make you really think about it before you actually do it. That's how you quit. It's surprisingly easy, but it worked for me. I want you guys all to try it out. If anybody has another method that worked for them for quitting, let us know in the comments. I'm sure that it'll help somebody out. But this has been Strange Investigations. Subscribe and like if you enjoyed, obviously, as always. I post 2 videos a day here with a mix of self-improvement, politics, and conspiracy, so if you are interested in any of those things, go ahead and subscribe, as I said before. I have been Ron Swanson, signing off once again. So long, peace out, and God bless y'all.